Hello, Sarah. How are you? I'm fine. Thank you, Mary. Sarah, can I ask you a question? Of course, yes. What's that on the TV, Sarah? That's coronavirus, Mary. What's that coronavirus? Coronavirus? It's among the group of coronaviruses that causes diseases such as colds and acute respiratory infection, such as SARS virus in China in 2019 and spread as a pandemic around the world. A new type called severe acute respiratory syndrome corona begins with the title COVID-19, as announced by the World Health Organization. Can you tell me the symptoms of coronavirus? Yes, of course, Mary. The World Health Organization had made some recommendations to prevent the disease, and its most important symptoms are fever, cough, shortness of breath, and among its symptoms are runny nose, sore throat, headache, vomiting, and finally loss of smell and taste. Oh, what's that? Some signs appear 2 to 14 days after infection with the corona and may appear very light or severe, and it may not appear signs of the person at all. And we find that the elderly and people with diabetes, heart disease, and respiratory system are more likely to be infected with the virus. Oh, Sarah, what can I do if I have urgent signs and symptoms associated with coronavirus? Don't afraid, Sarah. If you have urgent signs and symptoms associated with coronavirus, seek care immediately, especially if you come into contact with someone who has been diagnosed with it. Sarah, how can coronavirus spread? Coronavirus spread by contact with an infected person or by touching the surface of the virus and touching its mouth, nose, or eyes. It spread through the respiratory droplets released from the infected person when he sneezes or coughs, and care must be taken very carefully because it spreads very quickly between humans. So, how can I protect myself from coronavirus, Sarah? The Center of Disease Control and Prevention in the United States recommends that you exercise caution and not go out except for the extreme necessity, and adhere to the household isolation and ban established by most countries. And if you leave the house, wear mask and use alcohol as a hand sanitizer. And when you return home, immediately wash your hands thoroughly with soap for 20 seconds at least. Avoid contact with the eyes, face, and nose and the mouth. And nose should be covered when coughing or sneezing. And be careful in public places and areas of congestion. And if you are sick with the virus, go home and see a doctor. Thank you a lot, Sarah. You're welcome, Mary. And all my thanking for my teacher, Fatima Musa.